Joe schools mom for starting an argument with a 4-year-old. We are talking about the Zampogna family from Supernanny. Let's break it down.
Let's go get your pajamas. Come on, in your room.
Mine.
That's not yours.
Yeah, it is.
No, let's get yours in here.
That's mine.
Giuseppe, come on, bud.
That one is
Giuseppe,
mine.
this was yours.
No, that was mine.
Shh, come here. I have one for you. Here,
That one is mine.
look. This is yours when you were a baby.
No, that one is
Giuseppe,
mine.
this was yours. Giuseppe, put it back. 1, 2.
No 1, 2.
Right off the bat, we see a security camera where the 2 kids have a blanket. The little girl is folding a blanket and the boy is upset that she has the blanket. And mom says, that's not your blanket. Here's your blanket. And she goes to the other room to get his blanket and offer him an alternative for what he's upset about. So right away, I actually feel like I don't know what's wrong per se, because she says that's not your blanket. Okay. Joe Frost has arrived. Let's see what she has to say.
Go. You're gonna fold that blanket and you're gonna put it back.
Mine.
Because Rose had it.
Whose blanket is this?
Honestly,
Mine.
yours. I don't know whose blanket it is.
No, it's actually mine.
Right,
It's
you're saying
yours?
it's your blanket. Right, stop for a minute. Stop crying so I can understand you. So you're saying this is your blanket. Okay, and you'd like to have this on your bed. Is that what you'd like?
Notice how Joe Frost is just taking it all in. She's going, hold up. She's going, first of all, I can't hear you if you're crying. Spot on. And she's not just jumping into conclusions of give that back. She's trying to figure out the situation. Think of this in your own life. If you have multiple children and you go into the other room and the kids are fighting, instead of just jumping right in wherever it is, it's like a hold on, let's take a step back. I can't hear you if you're talking like that. But she's able to speak to him in a calm way, and he is now responding to her in a calm way. So let's find out what's happening, because mom said this isn't your blanket, and then she went to go get another blanket, and he wants the blanket. He's whining about the blanket. What's happening here?
Mum, what's the problem with this? Is this his blankie?
I mean, they all use it, so it's not really his blanket, but.
Right, so why do we stop him from having it then?
Because Rose brought it up from downstairs and specifically folded it and put it in her drawer.
But it doesn't belong to anyone.
No, it's everybody's.
Right, so if he would like to put it on his bed, I don't see what the big deal is.
She specifically put it in the
Yeah,
drawer.
but it doesn't belong to her. It's quite clear. You just caused an argument before bed.
Okay, so it's not her blanket. She took the blanket, she specifically took it to fold it up to put it into the drawer, but she's not using it. So does that mean that I can see why Joe is like, you're causing an argument. This is completely unnecessary. Rose is not using the blanket, so why can't he use the blanket? What?
It's quite clear. You just caused an argument before bed.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. We don't need unnecessary tears before bed. Tears and tantrums for no reason. Mummy, go and get Rose, please.
Rosaria, can you come here, please?
I'm going to demonstrate to Mum how to handle situations like this, fair and square.
Supernanny is going to show mom how it's done. How is Rose going to take it? How is Giuseppe going to take it? And more importantly, how is mom going to take it? Because she doesn't seem to like this whole idea that she's starting an argument. Ooh.
So I've just discovered that there was some argument about this blankie. What is the right, fair thing to do?
Nobody should get the blanket.
Why should nobody get the blanket?
I don't know.
When she went to put it in her drawer, you should have actually said, this does belong to everybody, Rose. And as this belongs to everybody to share, and you clearly are putting it in the drawer, which means you're not sleeping with it on your bed tonight, that means that actually Giuseppe can sleep with it tonight. And should tomorrow you like to sleep with it, then you'll have that option too.
Yes, why should the blanket be taken away from everybody? It was in a drawer. It was in a drawer. She doesn't own it being in a drawer. That's, this will happen with kids, especially younger children. When you're at a play date And they think that all the toys are theirs, even the ones that they're not currently touching. Like, nobody else can touch the toys. I own all the toys here. And we have to teach our kids that if you're not currently using it, someone else can use it. Now, unless you have people come to your house and your child has a special toy that they don't want anybody to break, okay, we could put that away. But in general, if you're not using it, let somebody else use it. It's a skill that we have to work with. And that's why Jo Frost is just, she's on it, man, because she's showing that to Rose. She's going, listen, it's in the drawer, and so you're not using it. Now, if you want to use it tomorrow, notice how she didn't say you want to use it tonight, because Rose could turn around and go, oh, well, I want to use it tonight. Oh, well, tomorrow's a new day. It's looking toward the future. It's problem solving. It's teaching them what to do. Taking away something from children, although might stop anybody from getting it, it doesn't solve the problem of learning that if you're not currently using something, other people can use it.
Everybody can take turns, because that's fair, isn't it? That's being fair. Mm-hmm. There you are, sir.
What do you say?
So if you want to sleep with it tomorrow, you'll be able to sleep with it tomorrow, okay? You hear what I'm saying? Don't add fuel to the fire, because if it's to be shared, then you've got to show kids fairness.
Someone changes this.
Let's talk about sharing, because believe it or not, it has become a controversial topic online. I guess everything can be controversial when you take people online. There are parents who think that they should never make their child share, that they should not have to share. And this is their argument. They say, well, when I walk around with my phone is my toy. Do I have to make or let other people play with it? No. So therefore, when my child has something, they shouldn't be forced to share it. Then you have the other people on the opposite side who are like, your child, like as soon as somebody else asks for the toy, you should give it up. And I think most people fall into the middle, which, if you guess it, I fall into, where there are times when you need to share and there are times when you do not. You tell me how you feel about sharing. This is how I feel about it. If you have a really cool toy, let's say you have a drone. Okay, we'll talk about adults because we're using that argument that the other people said. You have this drone and you go to a party and you bring the drone with you and you're taking videos of the beach and you're doing all this fun stuff. I feel like it would be extremely rude to bring a toy, a drone, an adult toy, I guess, could be a kid toy too, to a play date, to an area where other adults are, and not let them take a turn, not let them try it out, because it's a toy that is exciting, it's novel, and it's not something that everybody else has. As opposed to, let's relate it to kids, like when you go to the beach and you bring a whole bunch of pails and shovels, like that's a pretty basic toy that if there are other kids along the beach that also have pails and shovels, like, and if you don't want to share your shovel, I feel like that's kind of okay to be like, to not have to share. You could even teach your child, you say, you know, I'm using this right now, I'll give it to you after. And if somebody asks for a turn, you don't have to give it up right away. So I'm kind of in that gray area of it depends on the situation. This very divided thing that exists on the internet of I'm for sharing or I'm against sharing. It's like, why isn't it just context dependent? If your child goes to a friend's house, or even if they go to the playgrounds, let's say they go to the playground and they bring like one of those really cool remote control cars, and they're really close to the other kids on the playground, I feel like that is a lesson I would teach my kid of like, that's not kind to do. You don't bring a toy in and show it off. Now, if you want to go play with your remote control toy, why don't we find an area of the playground, maybe like the field, a little further out where you can play with your car and not be interrupted, or your truck and not be interrupted. But to do that right in front of other people, I feel as though that is just unkind. So if you don't want to share something, don't show it off to everyone else. Keep it for yourself. Play with it by yourself. Where do you fall on the sharing scale? Next time we are together, we will be talking specifically about Giuseppe. Jo Frost has noticed this lack of attention. what's going on there and how is she going to help. I will see you then. Bye.